It's
Botswana.
not a continental tournament.
You know, one gold.
Let's take glory.
No, but for the 200 meters,
Africa,
for the
yeah.
200 meters, you know, for an African from Botswana to win gold, the first ever gold medalist for his country, that's a feat. That's a feat, you know.
But
That
people are not sleeping like us.
yeah. So you see, there are other African countries that are doing it. Did Nigeria qualify to the final of the 100 meters?
I don't think so. No.
They didn't.
No, I think
Because the Nigerian relay team were also, you know, supposed to be in there, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, okay.
But
so they also didn't
your
qualify.
guy, your new sensation, the guy that you think is the fastest man in the world, even though I disagree.
Ooh, Noah
No.
Lyles.
He
Yeah,
had
he's pulled
COVID.
out. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got
He
COVID.
kept
So
it,
Yeah.
and so
He
that
won
is very
bronze.
reckless.
Okay.
Very reckless of
No,
him.
I'm sure that's based on advice of even the medical team for the Olympics. If they felt that others were at risk, they wouldn't have allowed
He
it.
didn't disclose.
No, he did. He did. The team, he was tested in the morning. I've seen the post he's put up.
Yeah.
And then he was diagnosed of having contracted COVID. For him to even run
And win.
to receive clearance,
No,
clearance from the medical team.
Let me admit that. Then
Yeah.
that is even more dangerous because
Yeah.
you see, for event organizers, it's in their interest for big names to start.
Exactly.
It is in their interest for big names to participate.
Yeah.
So they chose the
No.
Olympics
No.
over health of
They
others.
look at the health implications and realize that it was not going to spread to
How do
anybody.
you determine that? For me, I think that
Oh.
the Olympics,
See,
the
COVID is no
organizers,
longer COVID today is no longer the COVID you and I knew.
you never
Oh,
know.
oh,
There-
you
there
never know.
are
The health people know.
There
The health people know.
There are others who have underlying health conditions.
get you.
Not that our body. We are all different. We are all wired differently. I think it was reckless on his part. Reckless on the part of the organizers.
We hear you.
But you see, in this world, when nothing bad happens, we don't really scrutinize ourselves.
I get you.
So maybe now.
I get you. I get you.
But for me, I think it is strange.
Yeah.
It is strange.
Because if indeed they felt he shouldn't run, they wouldn't have allowed him to run.
Yeah, they wouldn't have
Look
allowed
at
him.
this lady, was the Jamaican lady, who up until now we've not been given reason why she decided not to. run.
No. She had issues with I think she had a certain injury which was nagging.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and at the last minute she felt she couldn't go on that particular one.
Yes,
and
so
so
That is
she-
a
Really
personal.
compare
That,
it to
that makes sense.
yeah,
But
we're talking
if you
about
have-
Shirley and
if you have
Fraser
a-
Price, but I know that if she had run, she
she
would have.
Yeah, for me, if
She
you have a
would have.
contagious disease,
She would have
then
wanted
that's-
Okay, so that
above
would have
Sharika
also-
Jackson.
Of
that
course,
would have
price has always dominated.
Yeah. She
No,
would have done it
I was
above
one of the race
Sharika
that,
Jackson.
What's the name? Alfred
Fred Thompson.
Alfred.
That's the 200 meters.
No, Thompson.
The 200.
Yeah.
No,
No,
100
the
meters,
200 she won silver. That's the St. Lucia.
Yeah.
200 she won silver, 100 she won gold.
But for
Yeah.
100, Fraser was also supposed to run.
Yeah,
right?
she was
Yeah.
supposed. I
Yeah.
believe that if she
Yeah.
had run, she would
Yeah.
have taken gold.
Yeah.
I believe if she had run, she would have taken
But it's
gold.
good. You see, Obi will know being there. A whole country of 180,000 people.
Yeah.
They now have
A gold medalist
Their
and
anthem
a
was
silver
heard
medalist.
for the first time.
A gold
Ghana,
and a silver
we are now
medalist.
35 million.
652.
Our anthem has never been heard there.
It's like Black Stars.
Oh no, but this one they can't come.
It's
Black
like-
Stars
yeah.
at least they-
Have you seen Black Stars lift a trophy before?
Oh,
Yeah.
the Four Nation tournament before 2008. I
Well,
saw them.
Black Stars, Awaje Kapoda.
No, 1882.
82. 82.
Yeah, 82.
Since 82.
82, I was 11 years.
That's
Well,
42 years ago.
well, Black Stars, Awaje Kapoda.
11 years in 82.
Well, Black Stars, Awaje Kapoda.
Yeah.
A Kapaba, near the Cap di Diagro.
No, I see, but
What would be that?
the difference is that at least Black Stars, we've had near misses. I
No,
mean,
but you get a silver.
But it's not good enough.
No, when you play second, you get some small
Yeah.
cap. In the past, they used to give you some small
Yeah,
cap.
Small Cap. Massa, we want to win the Cup.
we'll win
Even
it.
African Cup that we
But you
hosted
see,
cry in
I want
2008,
to
we
hear
couldn't
from
win
the
the thing.
Ghana Olympic Committee.
Yeah.
I want to hear from the individual federations,
Yeah.
those who qualify, the Ghana Athletics
Yeah.
Association.
Yeah.
I want to understand what exactly the issue is.
Yeah.
Well, for a country like Ghana that has won only 4 medals with boxing and
Yeah.
1 with football, it means
Yeah.
athletics has never given us anything.
No, it has never. It has never.
But we are good with track and field. Look, Rantam here had potential.
Oh,
but,
yes,
but for
yes.
his desire to be in the media
Yes.
space.
He could have done both. He could have done both. You could have, yes, been a journalist and then still be an athlete.
You know, I had some real potential, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have seen me back
Yeah.
in
The
Nachimota school.
the last time you tried me at the All African Games.
Oh yes,
then-
and you were no match for me,
Yeah,
obviously.
I think no, I'm aging. So,
That's a good one.
Yeah, but anyway, you're listening to Star 103.5 FM. This is the Morning Star. Star FM is 10 years old today, so you can tell the excitement in our voices. By the way, if you're wondering whose voices you're hearing, we apologize. You're hearing the voice of Ibrahim Al Hassan, who's the head of our political desk and our man in Parliament. Ibrahim Al Hassan is I don't know whether to call him a disappointed footballer.
He's also a social commentator.
And also a social commentator.
Apart from Starr FM, you tune into
yeah. He's there. So that's Ibrahim Al Hassan.
That's a good one. So he goes on and is like, I saw you on the TV. I said, oh yes, I work with GH1. No, on GH1. I saw you somewhere.
Yeah. So he's also a social commentator.
Yeah.
And Emmanuel Bipo is
he's a ginger man.
Thank you. The ginger man. Where did that name even come from? The ginger man. Where did that name even come from?
You need to ask Mr. Aban.
Yeah, Francis Aban gave it to
the ginger man.
Francis Aban had a name for everybody.
Yeah, ginger man.
The ginger man.
Yeah, my name is Lantam. Yeah, Starr is 10 years old, so we are very excited. Today we are doing the official launch of Starr at 10. So we're inviting everyone. If you can hear us, we're inviting you to come to the Platinum Place in Accra. Just around the Ridge Hospital. That's where you find us. If you're able to find the SU Tower, or just, on Google Maps, look for the Platinum Place on Google Maps, or just look for GH1 TV. It will bring you straight here. We're doing the launch of Starr at 10. We're doing it on the first floor of the Platinum Place. And it's going to be an amazing and exciting time. So come and let's have fun here. We're 10 years old. We're excited about it. Yesterday, we were talking about all that we've been through in these last 10 years, the ups and the downs, and the resilience of the entire team here at Star 103.5 FM, and how we're able to continue to bring you nothing but the very best here. Anytime you tune in your radio set to Star FM, you know that you're hearing something wonderful. And we do this here because of you, our listener. Without you, there is no us. We have no business being here if you are not there listening. And so for you to continue to listen to us, we're very grateful and we love you, and we're going to make sure that we continue to bring you what you want to hear on the radio. So join us as we celebrate 10 years of impact, resilience, and excellence in broadcasting. We've seen the fantastic highs, the challenging lows, and everything in between. So thank you once again. We can't say thank you enough. We can't say thank you enough to you, our cherished listeners, for sticking and staying. And let's tell you that the best days of our partnership is here, and there is more to come. And of course, to all our clients and our sponsors, we're more than grateful to all of you for what you have done for us. Yeah, continuing to do business with us, and we're continuing to deliver all that we need to deliver for you. So it's a great time to feel good, and we feel good this morning, and we're feeling the Starr at 10 vibes. We're feeling the Starr at 10 vibes. Yeah,
yes,
so
we are.
be here. There's going to be the official launch. It's starting at 8 a.m. Here at Starr FM. So once again, look for the Platinum Place on the Google Maps. Or if you are one who is using a YAM and you don't have Google Maps, just, come to the Ridge Hospital. When you come to the Ridge Hospital, ask for Platinum Place or the SU Tower. Once you find it, you'll find Starr FM.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah.
Let's have
have
a blast. Come and say hello to Ibrahim Al Hassan. And come and say hello to Emmanuel Bipo.
Those who can't make it here physically, they can join us on Facebook. We'll also be live on GH1 television.
Yes. It's Starr 103.5 FM. Simply the best. Let's also remind you that the show is live on Empire 102.7 FM in Takoradi, part of the EIB network. Yeah, so this is a milestone.
Of course.
That we're celebrating.
That today is a launch, but of course, it's a 5-month long celebration.
Yeah.
So if you're unable to be part of that of today, there will be more opportunities for you to be part of at this celebration.
That's right.
Like Lantam said, we're here because of you.
Yes, we're here because of you. So let's get into the details of all the stories that are trending today. Quite a lot to talk about.
Before we go into the details. So the OSP now is a clearing agent.
We don't know, but the MPP feel that the OSP has not done a good job. That's what I wanted to come to actually, because there's a lot trending. So the Attorney General, true to his word, has appealed to the Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to order Ato Forson and Richard Jakpa to continue their defense, the ongoing trial. And he also declared that order that the Court of Appeal said, there's no prima facie and they shouldn't open their defense and all of that. He wants all of that to be struck out. So the Attorney General has finally gone to the Supreme Court. And it'll be interesting to see how the Supreme Court is going to deal with this particular matter. Are they going to uphold the ruling of the Court of Appeal, or are they going to uphold the ruling of the Court of Appeal, or are they going to dismiss it?
Now, okay.
Yeah,
Me,
so-
I as for the legalities, I'm not an expert, so I won't delve into that. But I'm curious. So when is the legal vacation ending? Of course, there are
October.
instances
The
where
second week
you
of
can still get a
October.
court to see.
No, not in this instant.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Even if that is the case,
Yeah.
remember there's another case
Yeah.
that has been lurking in the court for a while. The LGBT.
The
LGBT.
So
LGBT.
now the court, it puts the court in a very tight
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
If you make an exception
Yeah.
for the ambulance trial,
Of course, then you have to.
equally-
Yeah.
That is
Exception
one.
for-
If the court rules in a certain direction and
Yeah.
another party is not happy,
Yeah.
there's an avenue for review.
Yeah.
Don't forget that, look, some believe that this is a political trial.
Oh yes.
They are at liberty to believe so
yeah.
based on the evidence that is before them.
Yeah.
If indeed that is the case, we are 5 months to an election,
4 months actually.
4 months to an
Yes.
election. So that's why you see it's an interesting thing. But let's see how it ends.
So I was saying when this judgment came from the Court of Appeal that the defendants have secured their freedom at least until the elections. At least until the elections, because it's practically impossible for the High Court to return to this case before the elections. See, legal vacation ends second week of October.
Yeah.
Then the case will then be called, right? You can't tell me that this is a case that will be determined in a day. You get it? Now, and trust me, trust the legal team of the defendant, right, to mount mechanisms.
Oh, there's a word we like using here, spirited defense.
Exactly. To ensure that the case lasts as long as they want to. Now, after that, if you say the judgment is that they should go back to the High Court and then continue with the trial, they have the remedy to appeal the decision or go for review.
Go for a review, yeah.
Go for review. But in the interim, as they go for the review, they will have to return to the High Court. When they come to the High Court, the tall list of the witnesses
And
that Jakpa is calling.
Jakpa will end up subpoenaing everybody, including you yourself.
You see? So it's safe to say that this trial will go beyond December 7th. Chances are, if NDC wins, this trial is dead.
Of course.
That one, no, you don't need the soothsayer to tell you.
our favorite legal jaguar is Nolly prosecutor.
Nolly prosecutor.
Yeah, we'll start hearing
in fact, they
about
will
it.
even file it from the opposition.
They are
Yes,
too forcing
yes,
case.
they will file Nolly prosecutor from opposition before they take over the reins of governance. You know that for a fact, right? Good. Now, am I surprised that the Attorney General, true to his words, has gone to the
But
Supreme
why
Court?
will you be surprised about that?
No. I'm asking myself, and I have an answer.
He hinted actually.
Yeah.
So
You are
I'm
setting-
not surprised.
You are setting your own questions and answering.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah,
not
thank
surprised
you.
because see, the Attorney General's life depends on the outcome of this case. Because
Is it his
every-
life or you
I
mean
mean his life,
his
and
reputation?
No, when I say his life in politics.
Yeah.
He's a politician.
Yeah.
He has a political career. He's a young man, right? This will forever be a dent on him, one way or the other.
Yeah.
If he doesn't swim out of these dirty waters.
Yeah.
So trust me, he will. He will try.
So I mean,
every
you
means
believe those who think he's clutching at straws.
No, I believe he's fighting for his life. Let me be honest with you. I believe he's fighting.
No, but,
And
if,
it's
but,
a
but,
legitimate
but even
fight.
if he does all of that, and let's say the Supreme Court says, okay, go back and continue the case, what is the guarantee? Because now that that case is over, essentially Ato Forson and Richard Jakpa are free men, right?
Yes,
so
yes, they
we're able to actually openly talk about the case and all the
Obviously.
ingredients
There's
of the
no
case
case
and
in
all the
court
facts,
Yeah.
and all the facts of the case and all of that. And it has been discussed extensively on many platforms, and I've heard many lawyers talk about this. You know, that when you look at the evidence, right? When you look at the evidence, and to what one of the judges said, okay, with regard to what one of the
Elsie.
judges said with regard to
Elsie.
the
Letter of
letters
credit.
of credit,
Yeah.
and who authorized Ato Forson. So
Yeah.
the Attorney General's argument is that Ato Forson acted on his own,
Exactly.
issued letters of credit,
Yeah.
and that eventually led to financial loss to
Yeah.
the state.
Yeah.
But Ato Forson is the deputy minister, and the deputy minister does not act on his own. In fact, in the scheme of things in our politics, when you're a deputy minister, you act only at the behest of your substantive minister,
Exactly.
because even when the substantive minister is not there, deputy minister cannot act.
Yeah.
Another substantive minister from another ministry has to be appointed by the president to act.
Yeah.
So the deputy minister is more or less powerless unless empowered by by the substantive minister.
Yes.
So why do you go to court and say that Ato Forson authorized letters of credit without authorization. When the substantive Minister of Finance himself was there, that is Seth Tekpe.
Yeah.
And you didn't ask Seth, in all your investigations and gathering of your evidence and everything, you didn't ask Seth Tekpe anything. You didn't ask him anything, whether or not he authorized Ato Forson. And because Ato Forson is performing his duties as a deputy minister, when he does anything like that, it is assumed that he had authorization. So if your argument is that he didn't have authorization and because of that he acted on his own volition, then why don't you go to Seth Tekpe and ask Seth Tekpe, did you authorize Ato Forson to issue the letters of credit? You didn't do that. And then you came to court. Eventually, Seth Tekpe also came to court. You had the opportunity to cross-examine Seth Tekpe. You didn't. Now, Seth Tekpe himself in court said that I authorized, Ato Forson to give the letters of credit. So, like, where is the case against Ato Forson there? You see, these are the things that people are talking about. Yeah. So people are pointing to the fact that this case may have ended up, falling down flat anyway.
Yeah, I get the point.
In the case, at the end of the day, because when you look at the evidence, at the evidence does not necessarily support the claims that the Attorney General is making.
I agree with you, Lantan, but that doesn't also take the fighting power and authority from the Attorney General.
No, it does not.
Yes,
but
no,
you
so
see, but evidence is the name of the game, right? You need to argue out your case in court.
But before you get to that final Rubicon, that the evidence was not that weightier, for that reason, the case cannot stand on its legs. You have to go the full haul. And that's what the AG is doing. I grant that.
So go the full haul. So you are talking about his life depends on it.
Oh, no.
So I'm saying if he goes the full haul.
Oh, yes.
So what happens if he goes the full haul at the High Court?
Yeah, but
and then the High Court
you can't take the fight from him.
You
and discharges.
No,
High Court.
Or he returns to the High Court.
When he returns to the High Court. Yeah. So what would the AG do? Would the AG now go to the Court of Appeal again?
No, don't worry.
And then go to the Supreme Court again?
That's the point I'm making that. You see, you can't take that fight away.
But we don't know how
another leg is this.
Case was going to turn out.
Immediately the judgment came from the Court of Appeal.
Yeah.
People like legal brains like Martin Kwebu and what have you.
Yeah.
Were saying that the AG himself had caused financial loss to the state.
Yeah.
He could have taken the 2 million euros.
From Big C.
Big C.
Yeah.
Right? Good. So the AG, regardless, there's no winning.
But the thing
for
is,
him in this.
you see, so that we forget that the amount is 2.7 million euros.
Yes. And then
somebody offered to pay about 2 million.
2 million euros.
No, because and some 700,000. He says some 700,000 have been paid to Richard Jakpa, and Richard Jakpa says, I'm a rep of Big C here. I did my work, and according to the contract, and even that 700,000 that was paid to him, Richard Jakpa, it was even through after a court. He went to court on that, and the court ordered Big C to pay him that amount of money. So if it is for work that he has legitimately done, as a rep of Big C over here, how do you say that he taking that money, amounts to causing financial loss, to the state? So a lot of lawyers have a certain consensus that when you look at the facts of the case that the Attorney General presented, they feel that it wasn't really going to hold. But in all of this also, let's remember that there was a dissenting judge. When it comes to the ruling of the Court of Appeal, who felt that
had questions to answer.
They had questions to answer.
Yeah.
So perhaps, and let's also not forget that Justice Ifeanyi Sariboche established, prima facie and asked them to open their defense.
It was a ruling that was taken to the Court of Appeal.
So there are two judges of the Court of Appeal, if you want to look at it that way, because Ifeanyi Sariboche is a Court of Appeal judge sitting with additional responsibility as a High Court judge.
Yeah.
Who believe that there's actually something for them to answer to. So let the trial play out, and then let's see, how the Attorney General or the prosecution is going to conduct their case. So perhaps that is the leg that the Attorney General is standing on, believing that there is something untoward that has happened, there is financial loss to the state, and there are people who must answer for it. So let it go the long haul. And
my only question, pardon my ignorance. So the issue will go back to the High Court. That is if the Supreme Court
agrees with the AG, it will go back.
After the High Court judgment, your next option is what again? The appeal, the Court of Appeal.
The Court of Appeal,
And then you go back to the
and then you go back to so if the Court of Appeal upholds the High Court, you go back to the Supreme Court.
It's in a web.
But the AG believes that there is a case.
But look, me, like I said, I want to stay away from the legalities. And look, in our recent history, I think this is one of the high-profile cases that ordinary citizens don't care.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when the Woyome case was being prosecuted.
Yeah, a lot of people cared
about
that.
People felt that, look, the state should go the full haul.
Yeah.
That case is the divided way. I mean, but this one, I've been in a survey, but
no, people feel as if it is a political, persecution, like the NDC is saying. But the AG believes otherwise. The AG believes that, and you see all the things that have happened because of this case, with Richard Jakpa dropping that bombshell, releasing a, recording of the attorney, because there are even people who are calling for the Attorney General to be looked at for possible misconduct because he was heard in a tape trying to tell Richard Jakpa to go for a, sick leave when he wasn't actually sick so that he can come to court and all of that. I mean, as an AG, you shouldn't be seen, telling somebody in the case to do that.
I am not.
But you see, that's something that we all seem to have forgotten. Nobody's even talking about that particular aspect of the AG's conduct anymore.
It will come back.
Nobody's talking about it anymore.
Depending on the outcome of this election. That will be another topical issue. But let's go to the picture.
Okay, so the Daily Guide newspaper, arguably the biggest headline there. Okay, well, the big headline on the Daily Graphic newspaper is New Gold Refinery Opens. That's the Daily Graphic's lead story.
I was there yesterday.
New gold refinery opens. Vice President demands responsible gold sourcing. Maybe you should have brought us some gold bars or some gold coins.
Unfortunately, the refinery has not started. It doesn't even have the certifications yet.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah, but it's able to refine 24 karat gold. So the highest, 99.9% purity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, that's good. That's good stuff for us. 155 million coastline restoration project launched, and Suhum NDC. Can NDC sneak through supposed cracks in the MPP? AG appeals to forcing Jakpa acquittal, and then the big one for everybody is that Airbus scandal. OSP clears. OSP clears John Mahama.
Every newspaper and what they took from the OSP.
Yeah.
Some have gone with OSP confirms Mahama as government official.
And that's not the news.
I'm saying everybody in the news.
It's about what you want.
Yesterday I saw a lot of NPP communicators on social media platforms dwelling on the fact that John Mahama is government official one.
Yes.
And that's all that they were dwelling on. He's government official one. He's government official one in the Airbus scandal. He's government official one in the Airbus scandal. That is true.
But that's an incomplete statement.
That is true.
But it depends on when they put this out. Because indeed, John Mahama was declared as government official one in the submission of Kissie Jaben.
Yeah.
Before the concluding aspect.
No, but even after that.
It depends. Oh, if
even
after that,
even after that, there were arguments that he's government official one. They were sharing it. He's government official one. John Mahama is government official one. Yes, it is true. He's government official one. But the other leg of all of this is that the OSP says that there is no evidence
of wrongdoing,
or of corruption, or bribery, or anything of the sort. And the OSP, did a very good job at breaking it down and thoroughly explaining the reason why it is very evident. Because he's even saying that at the time that John Mahama began to sit in meetings with negotiations and all of that, the deal that Adam Foster had done with Airbus it's already been virtually signed and sealed. So even if there was going to be any influence, what kind of influence would have happened? The deal had already been sealed before he came in.
And again, Ghana had earlier procured aircraft
from Airbus
without the involvement of Adam Mahama. Right. So his involvement was not going to change anything in the opinion of the special prosecutor.
And Airbus had worked with him before, not only in Ghana, other African countries. He's been a rep for Airbus, for the longest time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
before his brother even became president.
That's one. The other one, I think, I sat through from the beginning. And Lantam, I can tell you that Kissie Jaben, of course, is a law lecturer. He confirmed what we've all been told, that some judges, after they conduct cases, they actually contract lawyers to write their judgment for them. Kissie Jaben is a very brilliant storyteller. See, if you sat in the address yesterday
if you
and you were a member of the NDC, chances are your BP will have risen through the roof before you taking your drugs. You get it? Because he laid.
Yeah, he was very meticulous.
The ground.
It seemed to be very meticulous about it.
This, pick what the SO4 report said. Pick what the court documents from the US said. Like bullet by bullet, point by point. What were the allegations? What were the claims? Right? Then he comes to the investigation proper. And he indicates that it was the president who actually petitioned Martin Amidu's office of the special prosecutor. That was in 2020.
Yeah.
Then it was Martin Amidu.
Yeah. So the president.
It was the president who referred this. Yes, Nana Akufo-Addo actually made the reference to the special prosecutor for these investigations to be done. Now, Martin Amidu then wrote to the authorities in the US and then the UK, right? And then he issued a red notice alert, Interpol alert,
for the
for
arrest
Adam
of
Mahama
Adam
and
Foster.
then the two others, right, to be arrested. Now, virtually nothing happened in that regard. In fact, I'm not sure Interpol even sent one small
boy. They even spoke about whether the OSP has the powers.
Yes. To even follow up and then effect the arrest and what have you. That's one. Two. Then they wrote to the authorities to furnish the office with detailed report of the investigations. They didn't mind us. they didn't mind us, right? So when Kisei Jabin took over, he then deployed his own means of getting Adam Mahama, Foster Adam Mahama, to interview, and then the two others. And then on the 5th of January of this year, invited John Mahama and interviewed John Mahama as well. So this was the work that was done. Now, afterwards, his conclusion is a simple one. Were monies paid? Yes. When the monies were paid, there were two expectations. The expectation of the recipient and then the expectations of those who were paying. The expectations of the recipients were simple. We have done work for you.
Yeah.
You are paying us for the work we have done. Then those who paid the money went to court because they wanted their freedom and they had broken the laws in the UK and the US. Said that the monies we paid were bribes.
Yeah.
Said, how?
Bribes, they're saying.
And then the people that you claim you paid the bribes to were not invited to come and then tell the court
that we took
whether
bribes.
what we took was legitimate money for the work we did or
the
was
principle
bribe.
of fair hearing didn't
It didn't happen. It didn't occur. Right. And then I think the final nail is that even in the UK, all those who were indicted went to court and the court said for want of evidence, we cannot prosecute you. And during that time, our OSP was still investigating this matter. So as we speak, in the UK, Foster Adam Mahama would never be prosecuted because there's no evidence. The two others were never prosecuted because there's no evidence. The OSP then says, hey, the former president was directly involved, yes, but it was with good intention.
Yeah.
That he wanted to get the aircraft for the military because it went through all the processes. Coming to parliament, the military even making the decision in the first place, the military high command and what have you. But the word of caution is that in doing so, he overexposed himself to suspicion.
To suspicion, yes.
That's because your brother is involved. And that was what brought the story out.
Yeah.
The suspicion
that
your brother was on the other side of the table.
Yeah, so you sitting in those negotiations and your brother doing this deal will give people reason to believe that there is a potential conflict of interest situation, right? And this is one other thing that a lot of people from the NPP are dwelling on. That look, once you are president or you are vice president at the time and you are sitting in these meetings and, you know, leading all of this. But anyway, the special prosecutor said, I mean, by virtue of him being vice president, he was chairman of the Air Force Council, right? So obviously, I mean, he'll be very interested in the well-being of the military
going to
and all of that. But let me complete it. Because of that, you know, once you cannot rule out or you cannot stop anybody from thinking that there's a potential conflict of interest situation because it is your brother of the blood. Right?
Yeah.
Your blood brother who is in this deal, who is the Airbus rep here in Ghana, who is doing this deal on behalf of Airbus. And it is your brother who is the vice president at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it raises issues of conflict of interest. And people will want to even juxtapose it to Brian Champong being a member of government and SNIT deciding that they were going to sell 60% stake to Brian Champong. You remember that Brian Champong has been saying that, I mean, yes, he has shares in Rock City, he's the owner of Rock City, but there are people who are involved in the day-to-day running of Rock City and are doing the deals. And so, I mean, he, as, you know, our Greek minister and all of that, was not necessarily involved, but it was a legitimate thing. So people are drawing,
Lantam,
you know,
leave the
parallels.
People, leave the people and
right?
let's tackle the politicians. Are they saying that currently those in the helm of affairs, their relatives are not doing business with government?
Oh, of course.
Look, let's continue with the papers.
No, but you see, because the NPP went to town with this, right? They went to town with this. They came. Was it Yawabi someone who addressed the press conference declaring that, you know, when he was
it would be interesting to hear Yawabi someone.
Now, Yawabi someone, you know, he said there is no doubt in their mind that John Mahama is government official 1, and he's corrupt, and he's all of that.
So who used to be with MPP, now with Movement for Change.
So because of that, it seems as though those in the MPP have X on their face, because the special prosecutor has said he had good intentions, has exonerated him. There is no evidence that he was, corruptible. He was corrupt and all of that. And they are the ones who went to town with this, and that is one of the main arguments of corruption against John Mahama. So it'd be very, very difficult for them to accept this from a special prosecutor who was appointed by them in a case which was referred to the special prosecutor by the president himself. So it doesn't make it look good.
For consistency's sake, Martin Amidu, in his final epistle before he left, also stated that indeed government official, after giving it to the president and his appointees, he had to chip in one line there against the former president. He said it's been confirmed that he is government official. So we have two special prosecutors confirming that indeed Mahama is government official.
Interestingly, Martin Amidu also wrote about this when he left office, accusing the president of seeking to use the office for political persecution. We are waiting for Martin Amidu's epistle. We have
after this.
I'm waiting. I'm really waiting for Martin Amidu's opinion.
We have to hear Martin Amidu.
Ghanaian Times this morning. Airbus scandal. Mahama others did no wrong. OSP finds no evidence to support allegation after 4-year investigation. 12 killed, 30 injured in fire outbreaks nationwide, January to June 2024. And 24-year-old UMass student crowned Miss Geek Ghana 2024. Veep joins mourners to bid farewell to late IGP J.Y. Kofi. And back page of the Ghanaian Times, residents of Sisala East Municipal demand Tumu Sakai Walembele Road fixed. Sisala East. Oh, that's Chinia's constituency. Yes, residents of Sisala East Municipal demand Tumu Sakai Walembele Road fixed. Adopt innovative road maintenance methods. That's according to the Ghana Highways Authority. Yeah. That is it for the Ghanaian Times.
All right, the Daily Guide is the next newspaper I have, and the story we mentioned earlier, 2.37 million euros ambulance case. AG appeals to forcing Jakpa acquittal. Also, 5 million Airbus scandal. Mahama is government official 1, according to special prosecutor. Story on page 3. And successful SOEs must thrive on transparency and accountability.
That's the Daily Guide, right?
That's the Daily Guide. And also, UMass student wins Miss Gig 2024, and Ghana gets gold refinery. These stories in the Daily Guide.
All right, of course, the headline was going to be, you see, Mahama is government official 1, special prosecutor. We know the leanings of the Daily Guide newspaper, right? So, you see, it's interesting. Bako conflict, this is the inside newspaper. Bako conflict, coalition of CSOs urges minister to come clear on 6 million Ghana city monthly allocation. So, that's there. Also, Sami Jemfi Hills OSP report has vindication of John Mahama in Airbus scandal 2024 Miss Geek Ghana grand finale held, and Airbus Bruhaha full text of reports of investigation into alleged bribery of Ghanaian officials by Airbus SE. So that is there. Also on the Insight newspaper.
The Daily Post this morning. Airbus scandal. Mahama is clean. Matter closed. Special prosecutor declares Mahama is a man of integrity. We are satisfied with OSP ruling on Airbus scandal. Joyce Bawa Muktari. Investigation on Airbus scandal was thorough. Franklin Kujo Hills OSP. That is it for the Daily.
I think also heard Edem Senanu say something similar, that the OSP was thorough. So that should end the matter.
Ghanaian Observer is the next newspaper I have, and Baumia moves to fulfill promise of gold value addition. Also, Mahama fingered in Airbus bribery scandal as government official 1, and Ghana school feeding program to go digital.
Daily Dispatch newspaper, top elected officials should not meddle in commercial transactions. OSP on Mahama's role in Airbus deal. The police will only arrest someone with fake news having national security implications. IGP Dr. Dampari speaks to that. Focus on Nigeria's current wahala on economy. So that's the Dispatch newspaper.
The Herald this morning. Mahama punches Akufo-Addo after Airbus bribery fiasco.
Airbus what?
bribery,
What?
fiasco,
Say it again. Say it again.
bribery,
Okay.
bribery,
What did you say
bribery, bribery.
What did you say?
Is that
You were Bluetoothing me, but I rejected the connection. I rejected the connection.
The
That's
is coming
me.
out.
Yeah, I was there just about. I said, hey, now. Self-styled anti-terrorism consultant exposed that uses AI-generated images to fabricate military ties. Another for starter Mensa. Bruised AG puts Chief Justice in tight corner. Goes to Supreme Court against
Bruised AG.
acquittal. FDA boss seizes daily graphics properties over 700,000 Ghana cedis defamation case. Napo pledges chief's involvement in mining decisions under Baumia presidency. Hey, Herald. He's doing good Napo story.
It's good.
No permanent enemy.
It's good.
Yeah,
So that's it for Herald.
The informal newspaper, nothing but the truth. That is their slogan.
Nothing
But the truth.
the
Okay.
truth.
Airbus saga. OSP closes matter. Says no criminal action needed. Also, don't give Mahama honeymoon retirement. Baumia urges electorate. A national security rebuff claim explains 6 million general budget. An outreach program on terrorism. Ambassador outreach program on terrorism. Ambassador Baba Kamara assesses security situation.
Okay.
And finally, there's a piece here in this issue, as the title it always. Mahama stays for a confirmed resurrected.
Okay. New Weekend Crusading Guide, as the final paper that I have. AG appeals on Nato Forces ambulance case. OSP identifies Mahama as government official. One in Airbus scandal. Ghana school feeding program to go digital. Massive boost for Ghana. Gold as Baumia Commission state of the art refinery. SNIT pays over 5.45 billion as benefits in 2023. And Apollonia chief addresses the public on land regularization and false publications. Okay, so depending on where your newspaper leans, your headline on the Airbus will be very, very different, depending on where your newspaper leans.
The Chronicle is the final one I have. Airbus scandal. Government official one is Mahama, but OSP exonerates him. School feeding program goes digital next month. And Baumia Commission's
School feeding program goes digital.
Yes, next month.
As if that is what is needed. Look, let's move on.
School feeding program goes digital.
The selection of the caterers.
Has that been the issue?
Is that the issue?
The issue is about the money. The money you allocate for the program, not.
Do I look like a gender minister?
We need to vent. We need to
do I
vent. So
look like-
unfortunately,
do
you
I
are
look
the
like
one.
a gender minister?
How can you be like release this
It's
one
okay.
at this time?
Since when did that
the school
become
feeding
a
caterers have been
hermaphrodite?
complaining when
Look, this is why we need to
we saw
engage
the
the school
Auditor
feeding
General's
caterers.
report
Yeah.
where it was found out that
Unwholesome
caterers
food.
were
Yeah.
using maggot-infested flour and things to do food for children to eat in schools.
My brother.
These are the issues.
Do I look like a gender
Then
minister?
how
No,
much
we are
have they
telling
been
you so that
increasing
in
the
case-
thing to? They
in
increased
case-
the thing to
in
it
case
was
the someone heads to
90
parliament,
pesos.
you can-
90 pesos per head.
These news have
90
got me
pesos
checking
per
whether
head.
I'm a
The thing
hermaphrodite.
was increased to 1 cedi. The thing was increased to
Rantam,
1
tell
cedi,
him
20
when they
pesos.
summon the minister, he can ask them inside the
What
questions
is
in
the meaning
parliament.
of that? Sometimes you play too much in this country. It goes digital. We need to fix our roads in this country. Then you are
School
launching
has
like
gone digital.
app for people to the people they are trying to tell us
we
that
are-
they don't know that there are potholes all
we
over
apologize.
in the city
We'll
on
go
roads,
back to
and
our-
we have to use
back
our
to
phones
analog.
to
We are
take a
doing
picture
pothole census.
and
We are just-
and upload it on an
We've
app.
gone back to analog. We
This country
apologize.
now, we need
He
to
has
get
the
serious in this
chronicle. Let
country.
him finish and give
We
us the
are-
word
we
of
are-
the day. So that
We need to get serious in this country.
Akufo-Addo breaks ground for Adenta Dodowa Road dualization.
Allah.
Yes, so quotation for this morning. Psalm 17:2. Let my vindication come from you.
Hey.
May your eyes see what is right.
Hey,
So let my vindication
let my vindication
come from you.
come from
May
you.
your eyes see
May your
what is
eyes
right.
see what is right.
And
So
this is for
will be
government official one.
no. This will be the prayer that Godfrey Dami will be praying as he's
Okay.
going to the Supreme Court.
Vindication.
Yes.
I feel like customizing a T-shirt GO1.
Yeah, government official.
Anyway,
one.
the
Pamper.
daily
You are giving the
Daily Searchlight is the last newspaper I have, and
Yeah.
look, Rantam, I don't know why this I find this interesting. I mean the headline: Whining Bagbin recalls Parliament.
Well, probably it's because of the very long release that Alban Bagwin put out there, explaining the reason why he cannot call out. It was quite a number of paragraphs, right? I mean, quite a number of pages explaining the reason why he can't recall Parliament. So
Also, the story that got you angry: school feeding goes digital.
Really,
Story on page 8
That's
of the
not
Daily
what we need.
Searchlight
That is not
newspaper,
what we need
and
as a country.
OSP conduct lazy, shambolic, incompetent probe into Airbus scandal. Story on page 2. And AG appeals Jakpa after forcing acquittal to Supreme Court. I'm done with the Daily Searchlight. I guess we are done with the newspaper.
All right, let's look at starfm.com.gh. Threats. There was a day my wife was weeping, saying, I'm too young to be a widow. That's according to Manasseh Azure Awene. He was on Star Chat yesterday with Bola Ray, and it was a very interesting conversation. Airbus saga, OSP ruling reaffirms what we have always known. Office of John Mahama speaks on that. Ambulance case, AG files appeal at Supreme Court to reverse Atuforsen Jakpa acquittal. Airbus saga, Interpol red notice against Mahama's brother withdrawn. This according to the OSP. Also, over 240 sacks of marijuana and cocaine burned by court orders. That's also there on starfm.com.gh. Still on starfm.com.gh. MTN Momo celebrates 15 years of accelerating financial inclusion in Ghana. QNet against scam launched in Ghana to combat fraud and brand misrepresentation. Mahama promises complete Bolga Airport project. 24-hour economy policy will boost the economy and create jobs. Professor Pukwajaman speaks. So that all of that is there on starfm.com.gh. So that should do it for the newspaper headlines on this nice Friday morning. West Star 103.5 FM is celebrating 10 years of existence in the Ghanaian media space. That is a great milestone, and we're excited about it. Ibrahim Al-Hassan and Emmanuel Bipo joining me for the news review segment. There's still more to come. Mutala Inosa is here in the studio, and he's got all the details as far as the courts are concerned. I'm pretty sure he'll be telling us, or he'll be giving us more details as regards the reliefs that the AG is seeking at the Supreme Court as regards, trying to get the trial of Atuforsen and Richard Jakpa to continue at the High Court. We know the Court of Appeal has acquitted and discharged those two individuals, but the AG disagrees with the Court of Appeal, and so he's gone to the Supreme Court. Details of all of that coming up on court today with Mutala Inusa. Much later on, we're doing the launch of Starr at 10. Starr at 10. Starr 103.5 FM is 10 years old.
Starr 103.